Am I allowed to say on YouTube? Hey guys, it's Nicole. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'll be sharing some swatches of the most recent collection from KBShimmer called their Perfectly Seasoned collection. Did this release technically debut in November? Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
But anywho.
But you know what? The polishes are damn beautiful and I want to share them with you all anyway. This is a massive collection of 12 polishes in a variety of finishes. If it's one thing KBShimmer is going to do is give us a beautiful rainbow moment with a variety of finishes. The Perfectly Seasoned collection is available right now on the KBShimmer website as well as KBShimmer's various stockist pages. If you'd like to pick this release up as well as support the channel, feel free to pick these up on beyondpolish.com and feel free to use my affiliate code Nicole Loves Nails to save 10% off of the entire website. All the polishes featured in today's video were sent to me by KBShimmer in gifted PR. This video is not sponsored, but thank you very much to KBShimmer for sending these over to me. And since we are talking about KBShimmer, I do also want to mention in like a main video, the owner Christy of KBShimmer is doing a massive expo called the Polish and Beauty Expo. It's taking place in Tinley Park near Chicago this summer. Tickets are currently on sale for that right now. I went to this event in 2023 and I had such an amazing time. I'll be attending the event this year as well. The brand didn't ask me to add that in there, but I just wanted to mention it because I'm assuming if you're watching this video, you care about nail polish. If you like nail polish, the Polish and Beauty Expo is going to be a really fun time. I bought my ticket, so I will be attending this year as well. I'm just super duper excited to get there, and like if you go and you see me, please come and say hi. I am incredibly shy so please come say hi to me. And I'll also have links in the description box to the Polish and Beauty Expo website in case anyone wants more information. There's going to be a ton of indie brands in attendance and like a ton of nail polish lovers, and we have a lot of fun. So as always, in the description box, links to where you can pick these polishes up, links to the brand's website, social media pages, my social media pages, and of course, timestamps. And as per usual, all of my thoughts and feelings at the end of the video. Let's get into this one. And today's base coat of choice is going to be Orly's Bonder Base. I am trying to use up the last of this bottle. This first polish is called Bundled Up. KBShimmer describes it as a vibrant gray base with a vivid teal shimmer that shifts to a royal blue, green, as well as an indigo. Bundled Up had a fantastic formula. On that first coat, it is a little bit sheer, so you definitely want to build this one up, but the shimmer is super strong. I'm going to call this one a 2 to 3 coater depending on personal preference. For the live swatch here, I'm opting to build this one up in 3 coats. The only reason I opted to add a 3rd coat was because I was just genuinely curious to see if it could build up to reach full opacity or not. And I would say that in 3 coats, you are able to reach full opacity with this shade, but it does still look really nice in my opinion in 2 coats. I found everything about this polish to be exactly as KBShimmer described it. There are some very slight brush strokes in the shimmer if you look very closely, but I didn't personally find the brush strokes to be so egregious looking that it was bothering me personally. Nothing in here is going to dry down textured or make removal overly difficult. I did not personally experience any staining with this one, but as always, I do recommend wearing base coat. And now we have What's Going On, and KBShimmer describes this one as a black reflective polish with a rainbow of reflective glitter. What's Going On had a really good formula, however, this one was very much on the thicker side.
Damn boy, he's thick!
I broke my general rule of not opening bottles before I get to swatches for this release. I got a little bit too excited and swatched these out onto swatch sticks. So I did notice that What's Going On was significantly thicker when I went to do my live swatches here than it was when I did my swatch sticks like 2 days before I did the live swatches. I feel like you can kind of tell in those first 2 coats that this was just going on very unevenly. I ended up adding in thinner, so that's why we're getting a 3rd coat here, because I just didn't like how coverage looked in this one in 2 coats. However, I do think when this is applying correctly, it is going to be a 2 coater unless you have exceptionally long nails. Because the overall formula of this polish is on the thicker side, I would caution against 3 coats unless you go in for very thin coats. You're also going to need at least 2 coats of top coat to smooth all the glitters out. If you don't already have a glitter smoothing top coat, I highly recommend KBShimmer Smooth Move. If you want something that you can buy in store, Salon Perfect at Walmart has a really good one called Glitter Gloss. We'll have both linked in the description box. What's Going On is a fantastic polish. I love all of the rainbow sparkle happening with this one. Do not try to scrub this nail polish off. You'll be in for a very bad time. You will shred your cotton ball and your nails along with it. Use the soak off method or a peel off base coat. Also make sure to clean off the neck of the bottle after you use this one, and when you go to put it away, because if you don't, when you go to reach for it again, it'll be a hardened clump and then you're gonna have to restore it. KBShimmer also has another black reflective polish called After Midnight. I just wanted to show the comparison of the two. The bases on both of these are exactly the same. The only difference is that What's Going On has a rainbow of reflective glitter in it, and After Midnight only has silver reflective glitter. And now we have Skating By. KBShimmer describes this one as a pale icy blue nail polish loaded with silver holographic flakes and a color shifting shimmer. That shimmer shifts from a soft peach with a warm gold accent that gives the overall polish touches of a mint to teal look. Skating By had a fantastic formula. This applied so freaking smoothly. While I was recording my live swatches, I thought this was going to be perfect in 2 coats. I thought it looked really good. Looking back at the footage, I feel like I could have potentially added a 3rd coat. I'm seeing us like a little hint of nail line. So I will call Skating By a 2 to 3 coater, even though I feel like if I was wearing this for personal wear, I probably would have just stopped in 2 coats anyway. I really can't stress enough how glowy this polish was, both from the shimmer as well as the holographic flakes. I was able to see the holographic flame really nicely in my studio lighting, but as you can tell from the background here, it was later in the day and the sun was very close to setting, so I did not get great natural light shots for this one. Have I complained about how much I don't like winter recently? No? Well, I'm not having fun. It's cold. It's currently 12 degrees outside. Anyway, nothing in here is going to dry down textured. I found the colors to be very accurate to what the brand described. Removal for this one's not going to be overly difficult. The flakes won't give you too much trouble like a glitter would. It would still be pretty messy if for some reason you decided to scrub this one off, so I still would recommend the soak off method or a peel off base coat. Next up is Perfectly Seasoned. KBShimmer describes this one as a warm toned light caramel tan base with a silver linear holographic flame. Perfectly Seasoned had a fantastic formula. On that first coat, coverage is very even, but this one is a little bit more on the sheer side, so you definitely want to build this one up. Perfectly Seasoned is one of those linear hollows that don't look as holographic as it possibly could be when it's wet. As it dries down, you really see the bim bam bow of the holographic come in. Once again, winter sunlight has let me down, and I really wish y'all could see just how holographic this polish is. It's really, really beautiful, and I also agree with the brand's color description. My swatch here shows Perfectly Seasoned in 2 coats. I did have some visible nailing with this shade, so I will call this one a 2 to 3 coater depending on personal preference. For the weirdos out there who don't like glitter but want holographic, linear hollows are probably something you should look into. You get all of the sparkle of a glitter but without any of the texture. These remove just similar to like a cream or a shimmer. So that is Perfectly Seasoned in 2 coats plus glossy top coat. Once again, super easy removal, no issues with staining. And now we have Crushing It. KBShimmer describes this one as a deep forest green base with a vibrant green magnetic pigment. Crushing It also had a fantastic formula. Coverage was really even on the first coat, but not quite opaque enough to call it a solid 1 coater. I know I just said earlier that I was going to pretend that this was not in fact a holiday collection. I was going to call it a winter collection.
I lied.
But this is the perfect Christmas tree green if you want to do nail art for the holiday season. I also think this would work fantastically for like as a pine green, or as the brand described it, a forest green. But just so you're aware, if you ever wanted to draw a magnetic Christmas tree on your nail, this would be the polish that I would recommend to do such a thing. As I mentioned earlier, the opacity on this polish was fantastic, so I only magnetized my 2nd coat. When you magnetize this one, the base color on it looks like it's either the darkest green in existence or black. I honestly still haven't decided if I thought it was black or just a really, 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 really dark green. And even though the base looks really dark when magnetized, I didn't find that it threw off the Christmas tree or just pine tree vibes at all. While the brand did say that the official inspiration for this polish is crushed velvet, I will say that I thought this looked fantastic both in the velvet effect as well as cat eye. Nothing in here is going to dry down textured. Removal will be very easy, but it will be a bit more messy due to the magnetic pigments. I did not personally experience any staining, but as always with these highly pigmented shades, I always recommend doubling up on your base coat if your nails are particularly prone to staining. This next shade is called Flocking Fabulous, and KBShimmer describes this one as a white curly base featuring a mix of glitters in the shades of fuchsia and icy blue hex glitters, as well as traditional red and green. And there's also large fuchsia and green dot glitters. If you are newer to KBShimmer, KBShimmer used to be one of the brands that had like the best glitter girlies. and I really can't say how happy it makes me to see KBShimmer releasing glitter crellies again, because the formulas are always fan-freaking-tastic, as is the case for Flocking Fabulous. Unless a polish is like exceptionally thick, I always do 3 coats for glitter crellies. I really like the amount of bang for my buck that I get in 3 coats as far as glitter payoff. But if you are the type of person who usually does 2 coats for a glitter crelly, this one is passable in 2 coats. I found that the white base did not look too patchy in 2 coats. I literally just added a 3rd coat because like I really like glitter. I did not personally have any issues of getting the larger size glitters out of this one. However, I also did run this one through my nail polish shaker prior to swatching it. If you don't own a nail polish shaker already, I would recommend holding the bottle upside down for this one for a few minutes prior to getting it onto your nails. That way you can get the larger size glitters out, because large glitters do tend to sink a little bit in the bottle. I didn't have to do any kind of fishing or specialized application to get all the glitters to spread out really nicely for me. And of course, because this is a glitter crelly, it will dry down fairly textured due to all those glitters. I would recommend at least 2 layers of top coat to smooth all of the glitters out. And I would also recommend the soak off method or a peel off base coat for removal, because again, we are not scrubbing off glitter polish. And now we have Present Tense. KBShimmer describes this one as a bold purple nail polish with a warm magenta shimmer. Present Tense also had a fantastic formula. Not quite a 1-coater, but still really even coverage on that first coat. I found this built up perfectly for me in 2 coats. The shimmer in here is super strong, as well as being very, very glowy. I found in person I was seeing a pink to purple color shift, and also just like a very slight hint of blue depending on the angle. But the predominant color that you're going to see on your nail is going to be that pink to purple color shift. As someone who's kind of tired of polishes just being just straight shimmers, I was really happy with the level of opacity this one has. You still get a really strong shimmer, but it's also going to be 100% opaque. I did also find this to be slightly on the thicker side. Not so thick that I had any kind of difficulty in application, but the kind of thickness that adds to opacity. So that is Present Tense in 2 coats plus glossy top coat. Because this is a shimmer polish, it's going to be a super easy removal, and I did not personally experience any staining, but again, wear base coat. Stop running around not wearing base coat, people. And now we have Berry and Bright, which KBShimmer describes as a vibrant cherry red nail polish in an almost metallic finish. Berry and Bright also had a fantastic formula where the last shimmer shade was a bit more opaque. I found Berry and Bright to be a little bit more sheer. This is going to be one polish I'm going to say is going to be a 2 to 3 coater depending on how you feel about visible nail line. I found coverage really nice and even in 2 coats, but the 3rd coat did add a bit more opacity to hide your visible nail line. But as far as color payoff, you don't get a huge jump between the 2nd and 3rd coat. It's going to be strictly one of those coats for added opacity. You know those kind of red polishes where you're looking at it, you're like, is this pink? Is it red? No, it's a pinky red.
What are you?
You know.
I don't.
Yes, you do, or you wouldn't be here.
This is that. This is very much a what color are you type of red. The funky, not quite metallic-y shimmer is what gives it all these different colors. I was seeing a very clear pink shift in the shimmer, so I do think that the base is in fact that vibrant cherry red. But the shimmer gives you a pinky kind of glow, and then on top of that, I swore I was seeing just like a tiny hint of like a gold at kind of extreme angles. So this one is just like a hell of a polish to try to describe the color. I will say though, the very tiny hint of gold that I was seeing is not enough gold to be all like,
I love gold.
It's just enough gold to acknowledge that like it's not just a pink shimmer, but the predominant color that you're going to see on your nail is going to be that pinky red. I really do appreciate this particular like tone of red isn't the stereotypical holiday or even like winter red. I feel like this particular shade could be worn in more than just this particular season. I think my only thing that I wish about this particular polish is that I wish it was a magnetic, because I feel like having a magnetic red to go alongside that magnetic green would have been a fantastic idea. That is Berry and Bright in 3 coats plus glossy top coat. Removal is going to be super duper easy with this one. I did not personally experience any staining. However, I will say that when I was removing it, I did find that I had to scrub a little bit extra to get the red pigments off of my nails. So I would recommend doubling up on base coat if reds are particularly prone on staining your nails. This next shade is called Get Your Knit Together. KBShimmer describes it as a deep indigo blurple leaning jelly base with iridescent flakes that shift from a fuchsia to purple and aqua to blue, as well as black flakes. So I can definitely buy this polish being in a winter release. Like I feel like I could see like an indigo blurply base being very wintry. However, I feel like the addition of the black flakes, I can't help but feel like this one feels very Halloween-y, and I am here for it. The formula of Get Your Knit Together was fantastic fantastic. A bit on the thicker side, but not anything that I would consider abnormal for a flaky filled polish. Flakies in this polish made me so incredibly happy. I had to also see how it looks with a matte top coat. I don't know if I could ever say that an iridescent flaky looked bad mattified, so obviously this looked fantastic with a matte top coat. I personally think this polish looked best in 3 coats. I found in 2 coats, it looked just like a little bit patchy to me. I just thought it needed like a bit more flakies to get better overall coverage on the nail. So I would recommend this one in 3 coats as opposed to 2. The flakies do dry down slightly textured as well, so I would definitely recommend glossy top coat for this one. I only use one thicker one for my swatch here, but because of the texture, I would even recommend using a glitter smoothing top coat before your glossy top coat to really make sure that your manicure stays looking nice and glossy after a few days. Removal won't be the worst thing ever for this one, but as per usual, I would recommend the soak off method or a peel off base coat. Scrubbing off flakies is not the worst thing you could possibly do to yourself, but I still wouldn't recommend it. This next shade is called How Noble. KBShimmer describes it as a deep teal jelly base with color shifting iridescent flakes as well as black flakes. Don't ask me to explain why. Where the last shade, the addition of the black flakes made it feel Halloweeny, I don't feel like this one made it seem particularly Halloween-y to me, but it does feel very wintry to me. Much like the previous shade, I do think this one also looks best built up in 3 coats. However, I do think it's passable in 2 coats. I didn't find that this looked patchy on me in 2 coats, whereas the last one did. I think this one's going to be a 2 or 3 coater depending on personal preference. I would push my personal preference on you, the viewer, because I really feel like that 3rd coat, you get another layer of the flakes and it just looks absolutely phenomenal. As for the teal base for this polish, I feel like because the flakes in here are both this kind of greenish, aqua, and blue colors, that it really helped keep the overall look of this one in the teal family. I did not find that it leaned green or blue, like this is definitely teal, and I absolutely love it. So that is How Noble in 3 coats plus 1 thick coat of glossy top coat. Once again, the flakies will dry down with some very slight texture, so you will definitely want top coat to smooth those out. Potentially even 2 coats if you want to keep it looking glossy. Removal won't be overly difficult. I did not personally experience any staining with this polish, but I also had on 2 layers of base coat just in case. This next polish is called In a Flurry. It is KBShimmer's holographic glow flake topper. Based on that description, I am pretty sure that the holographic flakes in this polish are the same type of holographic flakes KBShimmer uses in their hollow glow formulas. In a Flurry had a fantastic formula. For this video, I opted to show it in 1 coat over a black cream as well as over present tense. I found the flakes spread up very evenly and easily without giving off any texture like a glitter would. I was recording this last batch of swatches in the middle of a snowstorm, so unfortunately I have no daylight shots for you all. The flakies that KBShimmer uses for their hollow glow formulas I generally find to be really holographic and pretty. I thought this had really good coverage for a hollow flake topper in 1 coat. This is not the kind of topper that you're going to be able to build up to reach full opacity with, and because these are holographic flakes, you're not going to have an issue with it graying out your base color at all. And of course, removal is going to be super duper easy. This next polish is called Kringle All The Way. This is a shade that was previously released in 2013. KBShimmer describes this one as a Christmas-inspired glitter nail polish topper that features a mix of metallic glitters in sizes from extra small to extra large in the colors bright red, silver, and green, and then there's also large holographic circle glitters. Because there are such large glitters in here, this one does require a little bit more technique, I would say, to apply on. You can't just swipe it on your nail like a regular polish. You kind of have to like zhuzh your brush around a little bit. So I'm showing all of this in real time because I just wanted to show you all like kind of what the vibe is when you have like these chunky glitter toppers. I really enjoy wearing glitter toppers on their own in 2 coats. So I'm like, hey, let me put on a 2nd coat and see what happens. And so that's what we're doing here. And for whatever reason, the larger glitters all got stuck on my brush. So I was kind of trying to wipe off excess polish onto my nail. And I'm doing like a tapping motion with the brush, trying to get the glitters off of the brush and onto my nail. I did find the formula for this one to be on the thicker side, which is not terribly surprising since this polish has like a lot of glitter in it. KBShimmer really packed this one with those larger circle glitters. I did not run this one through my nail polish shaker before doing these swatches, and I still got out a lot of those really large dots. Because this one is a glitter polish, it will of course dry down very textured and it will make removal a lot more difficult. Even with the soak off method, the larger circle glitters will kind of stick to your nail, so you're just going to need to soak this one off for a little bit longer than typical. So when you have larger glitters like this and you use the soak off method, they will kind of stick to your nail a little bit more. Don't freak out, just keep soaking and they will pop right off. And my swatch here is showing Kringle All The Way in 2 coats plus 2 coats of top coat. If you are unaware, on top of nail polish, KBShimmer also sells a variety of hand and body care products. Other than nail polish, my other favorite thing that KBShimmer sells is sugar scrubs. When I tell you, I love these sugar scrubs. I think 2019 is when I first started buying these, and they are fantastic. So KBShimmer did send over 2 of the most recent scents that they've added to the website. I have the scents Berry Sweet and Peppermint Cocoa. Okay, let's smell Berry Sweet. Sorry, I am super out of practice on reviewing sugar scrubs on this channel. The scent notes for this scrub are juicy strawberries, plump blueberries, and tart raspberries combined to make a perfect balance of sweet and tart. There are also notes of vanilla cream, musk, and bergamot. I would say that that describes this scent perfectly. This is definitely for those of you who are like me and like sweet and fruity fragrances. Ooh, I like that. I like that. Here, let's get you a close-up. This is what it looks like. Let's get the other scent going. Okay, I have a feeling I'm not gonna like this one as much because I don't Stormy, can you not knock over the tripod, please? I don't generally love peppermint fragrance things, so I'm hoping I like this. It smells like a Thin Mint. Thin Mint's the one with like chocolate and mint, right? It smells like that.
Not for me, mate.
If you are new to sugar scrubs, you're probably really ashy.
I said what I said.
I'm sorry. Just in case, if you've never used a sugar scrub before, they are fantastic for full body exfoliation. They're great for pedicures, manicures, all over body. I personally use mine from the neck down, but you just take like a little scoop out, rub it between your hands, and just start scrubbing, and then it just naturally exfoliates your body. But it is a fantastic product. I have bought mine for years. I've also gotten a ton in PR from KBShimmer over the years as well. It's a really good product, and I always recommend that sugar scrub. It is my absolute favorite one. I thought this release was fantastic. I feel like people who know my own nail polish personal preferences can probably guess which ones are going to be my top picks already. But that's okay. We're still gonna go with it. I really love KBShimmer's releases. I especially love that they tend to keep polishes around for quite a long time. So like the FOMO level is always fairly low with them. As far as my own personal top picks go, Flocking Fabulous is definitely going to be my top pick from this release. KBShimmer's glitter crellies are some of my personal favorite polishes that the brand does. They were most popular known for their glitter crellies back in the day. That's how I first started hearing of them. People raving about the glitter crellies. And yeah, their glitter crellies are fantastic. I'm really happy that last year they started releasing more glitter crellies again because, like, listen, 2025 glitter crelly resurgence. Come on. Glitter crelly resurgent. We're gonna speak this into being. Glitter crellies will make a comeback in 2025. They will make a comeback. I can feel it in my bones. They will in fact make a comeback. There is just something about a white glitter crelly that just tickles my pickle in just the right way. Am I allowed to say tickle my pickle on YouTube? I mean, I think it should be fine. Hopefully it's fine. My second top pick from this release is going to be Kringle All The Way. I absolutely love big ol' honkin' dot glitters. There's just something about big ol' dot glitters that I absolutely love. And I love them, I love them, I love them. This was just an all-around really fun release. As far as sale and pricing information goes, the Perfectly Seasoned collection is available right now on the KBShimmer website as well as their various international stockist pages. The KBShimmer website only ships within the US, so if you're outside of the US, you're gonna wanna shop at, one of their various stockist pages, which of course have some linked in the description box. If you're in the US, you can also pick this release up on Amazon or Etsy. KBShimmer is also sold on those websites. If you'd like to pick the release up, feel free to use any of my affiliate links that I have linked in the description box, or you can use code Nicole Loves Nails to save 10% on beyondpolish.com. This release is not considered limited edition in general. KBShimmer keeps collections around for quite a while. They don't generally discontinue polishes super often either. So I really appreciate when we have a brand releasing collections that you don't feel like super rushed and hurried to have to go get everything right away. I would love to know what everyone else thought of this release. Have you already picked it up? What are your thoughts, feelings? All the things, let me know, let me know. Y'all know I'm nosy, just let me know. Before we end today's video, I do want to give a very, very, very special shout out to my channel members, Shenanigans, Stormy fans. Just thank you guys so much for the love and support. Names, of course, all on the screen right now. If you would like to sign up for my channel memberships, there is a link for that in the description box. Please don't feel pressured to sign up for channel memberships. Like the video, comment, share, subscribe, all the things, and seriously, we are good. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a big ol' like and leave a comment on what your favorite polish was from this release. I want to finish getting through all of the winter collections that I've had sitting on my to-be swatch shelf before we get into spring, but also my OPI spring collection should be arriving tomorrow, so I'm actually going to get to swatching that. So it's gonna be a little weird. We're gonna have like a little bit of spring and a little bit of winter collections all hodgepodge together as I get them done. So yeah, if you like seeing my face here on the YouTubes, I've got a second channel, which is just my name, Nicole Danielson, where I post all of my non-nail polish nonsense. If you really like seeing me, I am on all the social medias or right here. Have a fantastic week, folks, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!
When I get high, I ain't looking at the clock, still ballin' like Brian. Yeah, I'm headed to the Bucks, then I'm ballin' like yeah.